A microphone check. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Warren Hebbard, the CEO of the Australian Institute of Business. If I could ask everyone to please be seated. The ceremony is about to commence, but before we do, we just want to ensure that everyone is safe in the unlikely event of an emergency. So please, if you hear the alarm sound, follow the directions of the Convention Centre staff. Our graduation ceremony of 2024 will be hosted by Dr. Alicia Stanway, Senior Lecturer and Discipline Lead, Human Resource Management. To formally open the ceremony, please be upstanding as we welcome the members of our academic team. Please be upstanding.
Take your seats. It gives me enormous joy to welcome you all to the Australian Institute of Business 2024 graduation. I'd like to commence today's proceedings by welcoming our distinguished guests who have joined us today to celebrate the achievements of our graduands, members of our academic board of directors, Emeritus Professor Selva Abraham and Dr. Param Abraham, who are the founders of AIB, Robert Taylor giving our welcome to country, and Kane Cook delivering our keynote today. Warmest welcome to you all, to our graduands, alongside your family, your friends, the young ones, absolutely, I love the energy already, who have absolutely supported your journey and this significant milestone in your life. We are thrilled to have you all here today to share in the celebration of this absolute milestone, and what a celebration it absolutely should be. You have our permission. It's going to be a day where we all come together to recognise the end of a long and at times arduous journey and celebrate those of you who not only took that first step, so few people take it, but you saw it through to the end. I love the lights dimming at that moment. That was your moment. So amongst 26 assessments, 40,000 submitted words, those in the audience understand that there was probably another 40,000 actually written before they trimmed it down. We acknowledge that there have been many late nights, countless sacrifices along the way, the Sunday brunches, they have been missed. Thank you for supporting your graduands. Now, studying can often feel like a solo endeavour, but we know it's not possible without your support. And so, on behalf of our graduands, thank you to, and I'm looking at the back, the husbands, the wives, the partners, the kids, the grandparents, the family, and friends that have supported our graduands along the way. What do you reckon, guys? Do you want to give them a round of applause? Yeah. And how timely for me to say that while this is a formal occasion, it shouldn't be a solemn one. So as each person crosses the stage, they're going to be front and centre for a short few moments. And so for those of you in the audience, kids, this message is for you. When you see mum and dad cross the stage, or people you are here to support, you have my permission to cheer and be as loud as possible. We want you to enjoy this moment. Now, we are a global organisation and we recognise the traditional custodians of the lands on which our students study, both here in Australia and overseas. I understand a few people have come over from Canada, which is amazing, and I'd also like to acknowledge those watching via the live stream. we virtually see you also. Today we meet on the lands of the Kaurna people, and so I'd like to invite Robert Taylor to the stage. Robert is a proud Kaurna man who has spent many years learning and sharing his culture locally, nationally and internationally. Robert has been playing the didgeridoo, and we get to hear it today, since the age of 8, and sharing traditional dance and ceremonies in his communities since the age of 11. Please join me in welcoming Robert Taylor for Welcome to Country.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are we today? You can do a little bit better than that. How are we today? All right, family and friends up the back. If we're anything like these graduates down the front here, look, can you fellas say deadly? Deadly. I like to use the term deadly, but in a non-venomous way, yeah? So my name's Robert Taylor. I'm a proud senior Kaurna man from here in Adelaide and the Adelaide Plains. I also come from a few other Aboriginal groups down in this part of the country. The Ngarrindjeri people from the lower parts of the River Murray and the Coorong, or traditionally known as the Kurrunk, where the river meets the sea. The Nangaraki people from around where Madam is. That country goes upriver, up to about where Berry is in the Riverland. Also part of the Nyawang people. The Narungga people from the York Peninsula, Point Pearce, land of the butterfish, Ajadura country. And of course the Kaurna people from this wonderful city we live in that we now call Adelaide. Yeah? Funny word, that one, isn't it? Adelaide. I think it's been called Adelaide for about 40 seconds, I reckon, in the course of history. But for thousands of years, this place has been known as Tarnda Ganya. Can you say that one? Tarnda Ganya. So Tarnda is the big red kangaroo. This land that we're gathered on is the dreaming place of the big red kangaroo. It's quite a significant dreaming story. It runs from here right through the middle of Australia, right up to the Northern Territory, in a place called Arnhem Land. I'm sure if we ask them fellas up there, they'll tell us that it runs down here, yeah? Ganya means rock. Down here along Garawirapari, the Red Gum River behind us, you may know it as the River Torrens, there was a sacred stone. That's what we refer to as Ganya. There was a sacred stone down here. Unfortunately, during the 1830s, in the Colonisation Act, this sacred rock was quarried out to help build churches that we see around Adelaide, such as Trinity Church just up here on North Terrace, and also the big cathedral down here in North Adelaide. So not just the Kaurna people, but the other people in our country at that time during the Colonisation Act were exchanging these rocks for rations, not knowing the significance of our sacred stone. You may hear the term when people refer to this place, then you might hear them refer to it as Tarnda Nyanga. Tarnda, the big red kangaroo, the NGGA on the end is just a suffix, meaning in, on, or at that place, yeah? But my elders have always told me this place traditionally is called Tarnda Ganya. Now, if we put that NGGA on the end of that, it'll be Tarnda Ganyanga. Make sense? It's a bit of a tongue twister though to rattle it all out. But we are here together today, and we are blessed down here on the banks of Garawirapari, the Red Gum River, the River Torrens, and Kaurna country. So on behalf of my Kaurna elders and ancestors, it's a pleasure to welcome you here today in language. Nyanki Namiana, Namani. Mani Nabuni Nalaku Yatta, Tarnda Ganyanga Garawirapari Kaurna Yatta. Nari Robert Kari Karamutaila, Narindri Nangarakina Ranga Kumagana Miana. Mani Nalu Tampadi Gana Miana. Kumanadlu Pana, Yatanga, Imbrendi. Tabdalu Bukiana, Burkana, Kumagana Mini Yalada. Na Yakrandalia, Na Yungandalia, Na Chalia. Ladies and gentlemen, did you understand all that? You heard Robert Taylor? That's me. I guess when we're speaking in a native tongue, it sounds fast anyways, and I tend to talk fast anyway, so it's sort of like a chipmunk version, I guess, of me speaking in my language. But to begin with, I said Namani. Namani is a basic greeting. Some of you may have heard the term Ninamani as well. It means the same thing. In the language of the Kaurna people, if you're speaking to one person and you say Ninamani, you're saying, how are you? If you're speaking to two people, you'd say Niwamani. Or three or more, you say Namani. Yeah? And it's sort of derived from our ancestors, the old people. If you ask some of the old people, if you say to them, how many sons do you have? They'd say one. Or after that, he may say two. And after that, we'd just say many. Yeah? So our language, it wasn't as complex as the English language. It was more about the context of what we were speaking about. So some of our words can have a few different meanings. So Namani is the basic greeting. I said, Mani Nabudni Yalaku Yata, Tarnda Ganyanga Garawirapari Kaurna Yata. Mani Nabudni, we use that term for welcome, but it actually means glad you come. And as I mentioned about the context, I travel to the Riverland quite a bit. And as I'm going up there, I see the signs and it says, welcome to Swan Reach, or welcome to Mannum. But to me, that sign reads, glad you come, yeah? When I come back down here to the city, I carry my spirit with me everywhere I go. My spirit speaks to me sometimes more powerful than my mind. When I walk into a room or a building and I see that sign saying welcome, the essence of that is glad you come, yeah? So originally when we say Mani Nabuni, we're saying welcome, but it's also a pleasure to be here alongside you. And on behalf of my Kaurna elders and ancestors, past and present and emerging, it's a pleasure to stand here with you, alongside you, acknowledge country, and welcome everybody here tonight. Thank you, family and friends, for coming along tonight as well and supporting the graduates, and congratulations to all the graduates. I'm not going to do no acknowledgements to delegates or dignitaries because we are all VIPs in this room, not only our graduates but also their families for all the support that they offer them throughout their journeys. So it's a pleasure to be here. To leave us with one last blessing, I say, Pukayana miana yanchi yara ku nyadluku yarananku, yanchi yara tirapanga, nyadluku miana tirapanga kuma. In language, I asked my ancestors to call upon the spirit of your ancestors, of whom the shoulders that you walk upon today, to come together in the spirit world as we are in the physical world. Bless this land, and equally as important, bless each and every one of you and your family here tonight. We don't have a term for goodbye, because goodbyes are so final. So in our language, we say nakura, and that means we'll see you later, because we believe in circles, and we believe that our paths will cross again, whether it be in this part of our journey or the next part of our journey, in the physical world or the spiritual world. So I'd like to thank you all for your attention today, and once again to all the graduates, congratulations and have a great ceremony. Nachalia, nakura, thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert. I'd now like to introduce our keynote speaker, fellow alumni. Kane Cook, dynamic leader, strategist, problem solver, transformation and growth have absolutely been the hallmark of 2 decades, leading brands such as, the few familiar ones for you, Century 21, Boost Juice, Specsavers, Chibo Espresso, Discovery Parks. Never one to shy away from a career pivot. I am truly pleased to hear as the heart of the keynote today is about this transformation, but Kane is currently the founder and CEO of Lecky Electric Motorcycles and ModMade, a modular homes manufacturer. Kane, you can stand there for a few minutes because I'm going to take this moment to introduce you. Kane is a believer in delivering through collaborative partnerships and passionate about effective multi-stakeholder engagement. He has an extensive track record of delivering high performance across dynamic multifunctional businesses in information technology, healthcare, retail, hospitality, property, oh, take that breath, mate, and tourism. An experienced executive and director, Kane is also currently the South Australian In Daily 40 Under 40, Industry Leaders Fund Scholar, so a Harvard graduate. More importantly though, an AIB MBA graduate, guest industry lecturer and industry advisory board member, holding a number of directorships including the independent chair of the Real Estate Institute of South Australia, Real Estate Institute of Australia and deputy chair of Adelaide Festival Centre Foundation. My goodness, please join me in welcoming Kane Cook.
Wow. Thank you. I'm tired just thinking about all of that, so I might have a nap for 20 minutes and let you guys have a break as well. But my name's Kane. I am all of those things, but more importantly, I'm 41 years old. I'm Adelaide born and bred. I have 3 beautiful daughters, 2 cats, a dog, 6 chickens, 5 ducks, which are very messy if you ever want to have a duck. I've got a filthy sense of humour, and most importantly, the thing that I'm proud of, and I say regularly, it's the most important thing in the world, I'm kind. But I also do a lot of things. So I guess one of the things I should say is I'm also a very proud MBA graduate from AIB, and I've sat right there and I understand everything that's going on in your tummy right now. I can tell you, doubling down on coming to talk to you, I do a lot of things in my life, but the pressure to give you something today has weighed heavily on my mind, and hopefully there's a few takeaways for you. These days, I do this. This is street cred, motorcycles. So earlier this year, I launched an electric motorcycle company. We are building Australia's most affordable and we believe sexiest electric motorcycle right here in Adelaide. And we're really excited about that. And I've also got another company where we're building modular homes here as well. So that's my big career pivot, and we'll talk about that. So you've heard a little bit about me, but I've done a bunch of stuff. I ran Century 21 South Australia when I was 21 years old. Now, I'm not going to tell you how that happened. That's a whole story for another day. But suffice to say, 21 years old, running a $40 million business. There's a few lessons there that'll come out today. I've worked at Boost Juice. I was there when Boost was becoming a thing. It was a crazy, crazy ride. And yes, Janine is, and I'm following in her footsteps actually. She's been the keynote. She is an absolute dynamo and the healthiest human being I've ever met. I was part of the team that brought Specsavers to Australia. We did $1 billion worth of turnover and got 50% market share in 5 years. I don't think I slept for 5 years, but it was an incredible ride. I've worked for Discovery Holiday Parks, another South Australian success story, the largest regional accommodation provider in Australia. And I've had a turn at not-for-profit, which was quite fun, and sold an IT business, built and sold an IT business. So I've had a pretty busy 20 years, and what I want to do is kind of share with you some of the lessons from that for me. So how do you go from a young man raised in the southern suburbs of Adelaide by a single mother to working with some of the biggest brands in the country and helping build them, and now running an electric motorcycle company? Well, you got to do a lot of reinvention, I got to tell you. you gotta pivot and pivot and pivot and pivot. You guys have just done that. You've made a huge commitment to your family, your employer, and most importantly yourself by completing an MBA. And I guess we've all got different motivations for doing that, right? So some of us are looking for some career advancement, we're looking to maybe change career, we're looking for a promotion, probably a pay rise. If any of your bosses are here, they well and truly deserve one. But I would hazard a guess that the one thing we're probably trying to change is the box that we're currently in. And I want to talk a little bit about that box and how that fit into my journey. So let's talk about it. When I talk about the box, I talk about the way that people view you, the way that we classify people. We all do it. It's human nature. We're very keen to categorise the people that we find. But we also do it to ourselves. We are very keen to put ourselves in a nice, neat little package. So when I described myself, and Alicia gave me a pretty, epic rap there, you guys probably went, so who is this guy? Is he a real estate agent? Well, I used to be. Is he a retailer? Is he an optometrist? I mean, is he the franchising guy? Is that what he's done? Is he a change guy? Is he an entrepreneur? You started to try and classify me and put me in a box. And you started asking questions to validate yourself. I turn up and I'm like, oh, this guy's pretty nice. How does he do all that stuff? Aren't you supposed to be a bit more ruthless, a bit more hard-ass? Maybe. He's got 3 kids and all that menagerie of animals, and he runs 2 businesses and sits on all these boards and does all this other stuff. Is he a hands-on dad? Yes, I am, proudly, very much so. And you probably also, which I already answered, go, so Janine Ellis, everybody who wants to know about Janine Ellis? Yes, she is everything that you think she is. So we'll add that one as well, but I digress. These questions you'll ask yourself to try and put me in a box. And it's something that we're taught even as toddlers. And it's useful, right? So if anybody's got young children, and there's some here today, I've got 3 under 5. We know, we classify toddlers, the terrible twos. Well, it helps us navigate, and for those who don't like children, move around that age. But what it also does is creates some level of prejudice, which is these assumptions that we make about someone or ourselves and our capabilities by putting us in that membership group. So can you imagine my surprise? 15 years, corporate career, I've done a lot of stuff. I've worked with private equity, I've grown brands, I've got market share, I've got double-digit growth, I've managed P&Ls in the tens and hundreds of millions of dollars, and then all of a sudden I wake up one day and I'm the franchising guy. It's not a bad thing, but it wasn't what I wanted to be. All of a sudden, I'd been put in this box. I was this franchising guru that had grown all these brands under a franchising model. And with that came all these prejudices. All of a sudden, I start running into them. He doesn't have any formal qualifications. He's 19. When he was 19, he dropped out of university and went and worked in a real estate office. Maybe he just follows his process really well. Maybe he's that guy, he's really good, just follows the bouncing ball, does that. Well, maybe I'm just a really good street fighter, or maybe I've just been lucky. I was in the right place at the right time, doing maybe the right thing. Or maybe he's good with people. Now that one, proudly, that's my jam. I love people. I think people are the heartbeat of business. Even a highly automated, highly sophisticated business doesn't work without human beings. So that one, I definitely would agree with. But that's the box that I was put in, and all these questions were put around me. So all of a sudden, after all these years of hard work, building a personal brand and reputation, I'd hit a ceiling. And not one that I felt that I'd imposed myself, but by one that people had put me in. They put me in a box and put a label on me. So in typical Kane style, I wasn't very happy about that, because I like to question everything. So how was I going to get out of the box? And how do I get on the back of an electric motorcycle? So in 2016, I signed up to this amazing organisation from Adelaide called the Australian Institute of Business, and I started my MBA. I was looking for something to validate my skills and take away those question marks, remove those barriers. I was ready to be a CEO. in my bones, I could feel it, but I just couldn't quite break through. So I needed to remove those objections and change the shape of the box that I was in. But when I think about my MBA, yes, it's a Master of Business Administration, and that is a very important toolkit. But for me, it was actually a moment of, I call it my big awakening. It's when I woke up and changed the game. And it's not because I've got that beautiful certificate that you're going to get today, proudly framed in my office, and it sits there and I reflect on the work and effort that went into that. But because of the way that it allowed me to burst out of that box and change my own game. So you probably know this, but this is my secret that I want to share with you, and that is you can reinvent yourself anytime you like. You get to choose every single day who you're going to be and what your brand is. You can change that tomorrow. You can walk out of here and change that, and I'm sure as part of this you will. But you have to decide, you have to believe, and you have to back yourself in. So I've always had a strong sense of belief, and then I've got this other thing. I understand my superpower. Does anyone here in the room know their superpower? Do you know? Hands in the air. Right. Great, awesome. If you know it, embrace it. If you don't, do you want to know how to find out? Yeah, we've all got one. Some of us have got multiple. I think I've just got one. Ask the people you work with. Ask your spouse, your loved ones, the people that you have worked with in the past, the people that you are working with now, and I guarantee you, they will tell you. If you can't see it in yourself, they see it. And once you uncover that, you can really change. And it might actually surprise you. So my superpower, I believe, and have been told, because I've tried to validate it, you know, in good academic terms, got to do the research, is that I use people. I use my intuition, my EQ, to quickly connect the dots to kind of really understand the problems and then help those people solve them. And that's an important thing. So, how did the MBA change my game? I'm going to share a story with you. So, 21. Somehow I found myself running a $40 million real estate business. I'm a kid from the wrong side of the tracks in southern Adelaide, and for those of you that remember Century 21, we used to wear these beautiful, we called them gold, but actually they're sort of mustard jackets. I wore one of those every day for 8 years. So I get appointed this role and put on my gold coat and shine my shoes and tie my tie properly and do all those things and go, I've got to go out and see some offices. And the first office I saw was Century 21, the Bay at Glenelg. Now, they had 8 directors, 150 years of combined real estate experience. I'm 21, I've been in the game for 2 years. Important. And I drive up to the office, I'm ready to go. Some of these guys have been in real estate longer than I had been alive. And they had a very grand boardroom with like a plethora of shiny awards. You know, most of you will have been in a real estate office, they love awards. And I've got to go up there and meet with 8 directors. So my confidence is high. I've got this new gig, it's going to be amazing, and I make the ascent up the stairs. And I remember this moment, and there's kids in the room, so it's my O-S-H-I-T moment. Halfway up the stairs, I realise, what am I going to say to these guys? They're going to start asking me questions. They've got all this experience. I've got none. I've got no answers. I don't know what's going to happen. And I froze, as you do, and then the light switch came on. And this actually changed my career. I made a decision in that moment that the only way I was actually going to get myself out of the fire that I was about to walk in was to have no answers. And that my job was going to be to find the best answer every single time. And that's how I started, and that's how I still go. So 2 decades of corporate experience now, very, very rarely will I give anybody the answer, even if I know it. Because I've got to tell you, even if I think I know it, the world changes so fast, the answer is probably wrong anyway. But the job as a leader is to help people go and find the best answer. And even if you think you've found it, just push a little bit harder and go and find the better answer and solve the problem. So that then, from my perspective, translated beautifully into an MBA, because all of a sudden, here I am being challenged to go and find the best answer to a question. So the tie-in between the way I was doing business and the way I was applying my academic learning was almost the same. So I completed my MBA, and I discovered this. I had all this experience, had some runs on the board, and all of a sudden, I had this amazing certificate from AIB that said, Kane knows how to do business. He knows. And the questions that I'd had about myself and that others had had about me changed. And that was my moment to step out of the box. Yes, I was the franchising guy, and I'm proud of that, and I still work with a lot of franchises because I love it. I think it's a great way for people to make wealth who wouldn't necessarily be able to. Yes, I had practical experience. Yes, I'm really good at process. I love process, really into it. I'm also a really good street fighter, so I can battle out a brand in the street and grow it. I definitely have also been lucky. I've had moments where I wrote to Janine in 2008 and I said, I've got a bunch of daggy dance moves. I've been working in real estate for 8 years and I think I could probably make a smoothie. Crazy, I got a job. But that was a little stroke of luck, I think, somewhere in there. And absolutely people are my jam, I've already talked about. And now I had a formal qualification to add to that. But the real secret for me in deep understanding is this. You've heard that I've worked in healthcare. I've worked in retail. I don't make a bad coffee these days on the home machine. I have transversed series of different verticals. And the thing that I understand now and the reason that I can do that and the reason that that guy's sitting on an electric motorbike and he's also building houses is not because I know technically how an electric motorbike works. Got a bunch of really smart people that know how to do that. But I understand that the fundamentals of business, the business basics, are translatable. Business is business, human beings are human beings. If you understand that, you can move and pivot. One step this way, one step that way, a full 180 if that's what you want to do, because those skills are transferable. And once you understand that, the world changes. The opportunities get different. So understand that. Choose something that you get really excited about. Add your superpower. I've just told you how to find that out. It's not as complicated as you think, I promise you. And you can pretty much play anywhere you like. So then your ability to pivot, to step outside your box, reinvent yourself, take a leap with confidence. This is what you guys have got at the end of your MBA. You've got the fundamentals that say, take the leap, do the thing. What I know is that electric motorcycles, they're coming. They're coming. Hopefully it's going to be a Lecky, right? But I understand the market, I understand how to build a business, I understand how to see an opportunity, I understand how to build a team of people who know how to do this. I know how to raise money, and I know how to structure things. So the fact that if you ask me to pull that motorcycle apart and put it back together again, I've got no idea, is actually irrelevant as long as I've got the right people around me. Every business that I've worked in has its own lesson. Real estate taught me the perpetual power of relationship. Those for me last even today. You heard I chair the Real Estate Institute here in South Australia, and I'm really proud of that. Boost Juice taught me the power of system, to fail fast, and we failed a lot in those early days, I can tell you, and pivot often. Specsavers taught me the power of scaling fast, going hard, being relentless. You do not get to $1 billion in turnover and 50% market share in 5 years if you don't go for it. And Discovery Parks taught me this deep appreciation for value creation. If you're not creating value in your business, what are you doing? So since my MBA, you've heard, I've completed the AICD course. I've studied at Harvard, which is I never would have had the confidence to do without an MBA behind me. I've been named in Daily 40 under 40. I'm no longer under 40, but I still proudly carry that one around. And I've become a non-executive director on multiple boards. But the most exciting opportunities appeared, and Lecky was definitely one of those. But I've had to back myself. So all those lessons that I learned, I had to go, I'm giving up the security of comfortable salary. I've got 3 kids, a beautiful wife at home, and I'm gonna have a punt. I'm gonna back myself, and I'm gonna bring all of that information that I learned in my MBA, all that career experience, and have a go. And I can tell you, it's really scary. It's really, really scary. But here we are. Lecky is live. They're on the road. We're selling bikes. I'm flying to London in 3 weeks to talk about launching them in the UK. The dream is becoming something, and whether it becomes a success or a failure, I can tell you one thing, I'm going to learn a lot. And mostly, it's that ability to back myself. So you've got an MBA now, or you're going to have one in a minute. You've got the fundamentals. That's the secret weapon. Superpower, unstoppable, burst out of your box. Whatever reason it is that you are here, take the opportunity to get out of it. Challenge yourself. Do something that maybe you never thought you could do. Because I can tell you right now, that little boy that grew up on the south coast of Adelaide, if you'd told me that I would be running an electric motorcycle company, I would have laughed in your face. That was not on the cards for me. But somehow, if you're open to it, things appear. So celebrate today. But I will challenge you. You've done this bit. Enjoy it, enjoy the moment. But what are you going to do with it? What you do with this when you walk out of here today is what counts, because that's how you level up. That's how you do something that might blow your hair back, blow your hair off, ignite a fire, open something that you never thought was possible for yourself. And please, don't let the current box that either you have yourself or other people have in limit that possibility. Lift the lid and get out of there if you want to. Play in a different vertical. Do something fun. Challenge yourself with a new role. And for me, I just think that you have the opportunity to pick up that pen and rewrite your own story. That's what I choose to do. Will I be doing electric motorbikes in 10 years' time? Probably not. Probably do something completely insane because I just can't help myself. But what I want you to know is, and I hope this has come through, is that the MBA is a great foundation for you to rewrite your own story. And I really hope that you do that, and I'll be cheering you on when you do that. So that's me. Cool. All right.
Absolute pearls of wisdom. I'd now like to introduce Associate Professor Muliardi Robin, for our Acting Academic Dean, for our academic address.
Thank you, Alicia. Good afternoon, everyone. Our VIP guests, especially Professor Selva Abraham and Dr. Param Abraham, the founders of AIB, members of the Board of Directors, members of Academic Board, my esteemed AIB colleagues, and most importantly, the focus of today's celebration, you guys, our AIB graduates, and of course, the family and friends who are here, both in person and online, to witness this today. My name is Muliardi, and as Alicia mentioned, I have the privilege of being the Acting Academic Dean for AIB, and it is truly an honor and pleasure for me to be here today celebrating this in this wonderful setting with you. It is the celebration of a culmination, as Alicia mentioned earlier, of many hours of study, assessment deadlines, and the skills and knowledge that you've built over the course of your studies with us at AIB. With over 140 of you here crossing the stage today, it is truly a day for you to celebrate. Celebrate yourselves and your achievements. You've taken on a significant challenge. You've worked hard, persevered through the ups and downs of not just study, but life itself, things that life has thrown at you, whether it's personal or work. And today marks a significant milestone in not just your study journey, but your personal journeys. One that signifies, as Kane mentioned, not only that you've accomplished your goals, but you've also accomplished your qualifications. Congratulations. Today is also a day for thanks and acknowledgement of the people who have journeyed alongside you. Not just to the staff at AIB, who I'm pretty sure many of you would have said thanks to a lot today, but also to those who have walked alongside you. Your family, partners, colleagues, course mates, and friends who have supported you throughout your studies. Now, reflecting back on my own study journey, I don't think I would have been able to do it without my support network, my village. I was working multiple jobs and navigating postgraduate studies, and that wasn't easy. And I know that that holds true for the majority of you here today. So do look around you. Take a moment and look around you and acknowledge those who can be here today, those who've cooked meals for you, coped with your mood swings, or filled in when you weren't able to because of your studies. I know that was me anyway. And for those who are not able to be here today, I'm sure that a word or note of thanks would be appreciated. And in a few moments, as you cross this stage, you will not only join the over 16,000 other AIB graduates around the world, but also become a part of a graduation tradition that has been around for centuries across many countries and cultures. You can also be proud that you will be graduating from an institution that's recognized as Australia's top program for business and management postgraduate overall satisfaction score, and one of the most established private higher education provider with over 40 years of history, and the first one to be able to offer the full suite of business degrees, including our prestigious Doctor of Business Administration Award, the DBA, and the Doctor of Philosophy, the PhD. Notably today, we also are very proud to have Adrian Alexander Kaminsky graduating with a Doctor of Business Administration Award. Now, completing a doctoral award is a significant milestone and noteworthy achievement for any personal and academic endeavor, and I sincerely extend my congratulations to Adrian as well as his supervisors. Now, today, not only are you adding a qualification, an academic qualification to your name, but you also now have evidence of and formal recognition for both your expertise as well as your resilience. And as we have continuously seen from our alumni insight reports, or as Ken mentioned earlier today, that this qualification can no doubt open doors for you in the future. Now, I was one of the first one actually in my family to complete a postgraduate qualification, and I'm forever grateful for the opportunities that my qualifications allowed me, including being able to stand here and celebrating this with you today. To all of our AIB graduates, as you mark the start of a new chapter in your lives, I hope that you'll allow me to offer 3 thoughts for you to consider as you navigate your post-graduation paths. Now, I did not exchange notes with Kane. Perhaps I should have, but some of the stuff that we are thinking about are very similar. So first, I want to encourage you to continue to be curious and courageous. Now, in speaking with most of our students and alumni alike, curiosity and courage are among the main reasons as to why many of you started your MBA studies with us. I do hope that this continues for you even after you've obtained your qualifications today. Albert Einstein once said, "The important thing is not to stop questioning." Curiosity has its own reason for existing. And in today's hyper-competitive world, your ability to remain inquisitive and courageous will be your greatest asset. Curiosity, if I can reflect on it as a business academic, in the business context, is not merely about seeking knowledge. Yes, that's important, but it's really about pioneering innovative solutions, challenging the status quo, foreseeing market trends. It drives entrepreneurs like Kane to venture into the unknown, executives to reimagine their strategies, and enables us as managers and as leaders to inspire our people and organizations towards greater heights. However, being curious alone is not enough. You also have to be courageous enough to be able to apply your learnings. As much as your curiosity led you to start your degrees with us, it was also your courage to sacrifice not just time, but also your personal resources that allowed you or will allow you to be crossing that line very shortly. I encourage you, continue to be curious and courageous, and this will guide you through complex challenges and open doors to new opportunities. Whether, as Kane mentioned, and I wrote this without speaking to Kane, whether you're about to launch a startup, join a multinational, change careers, obtain that promotion, or chart a unique path, remember that there is always more to understand and explore. Embrace the question, why? Have the tenacity to follow it with, let's find out, and the courage to say, let's do it. Second, I encourage you to walk the future with integrity and ethics. I have the full belief that your education with us at AIB has equipped you not just to be a success, but to be a leader in your own fields. As you forge your paths and make your marks on the world, I urge you to strive for a positive impact that extends beyond personal achievements, to influence and improve the communities and industries that you touch. Now, while I don't possess a crystal ball that can predict the future, I am almost certain that you will face complex situations where the right course of action isn't always clear. I mean, isn't that what life is all about? It is in these moments, though, that your true character as a leader will be tested. Professor Adam Grant, one of the leading thinkers on human behavior, asserts that true intellectual curiosity must be coupled with interpersonal curiosity. Put it simply, just like what Kane said earlier, people are the most important part of what you do going forward. Through both casual observation as well as from my own research in leadership, understanding that our actions and decisions impact not only our immediate self, but also ripple out to the wider community and has an impact on our future generations is key to successful leadership. This also underscores the importance of integrity and ethics in what we do. A reminder that in our strive for excellence, we impact others in profound ways. As you embark on the next phase of your careers, and I'm sure it will be an exciting one and a fruitful one, I encourage you to lead not only with the strategic acumen and professional excellence that you have honed through your studies with us at AIB, but also with a heart guarded with integrity and a mind that is attentive to the welfare and well-being of others. And lastly, I also encourage you to embrace resilience and adaptability. Life, much like business, is more often than not unpredictable. My late father, who navigated a number of career changes, navigated multiple recessions, including an almost tenfold, I remember this very clearly, tenfold devaluation of our currency in 1 year. So overnight, it was devalued by 10 times. And multiple technological advances often reminds me over the last decade or so about the importance of resilience and adaptability, the anchor and rudder of navigating our careers. See, I think resilience is about our ability to bounce back from setbacks, learn from failures, and continue forward. And as the wise Albert Einstein said, life is like riding a bicycle, and to keep your balance, you must keep moving. Draw on those moments when life and your studies pull you in different directions. Remember those? Well, use that as an inspiration. For some of us, including myself, there were moments that we thought that obtaining this qualification was impossible. Yet, here you are today. You've done it before, and you will do it again. Markets will fluctuate, trends will shift, and what works for today may not entirely work for tomorrow. You may also find yourself facing scenarios and challenges that today's business leaders have never encountered. No graduation speech in 2024 is complete without ChatGPT, so I'll mention ChatGPT. The buzzwords, right, of 2023, 2024 has been ChatGPT and generative AI. And those things may define the future of work, but others will replace them. The tools and systems that you will use today may be obsolete tomorrow. And the strategies that work now may need reimagining totally next year. However, your ability to adapt as you navigate the opportunities and challenges, they will continue to endure. As such, while resilience is your anchor, let your adaptability be your rudder, guiding you to pivot and evolve your strategies and perspectives. It is about being open to learning new skills, embracing new technologies, and continuously evolve to stay ahead of the curve. So as you set out from here, I sincerely wish you all the very best in this next exciting chapter of your life. And on behalf of all of the staff at AIB, thank you for entrusting your studies with us. And I truly want you to know that we don't say this as lip service, but each and every single one of you are truly an inspiration for us. When we listen to your stories, when we listen to how you strive and how you have evolved throughout your studies, they are a great reminder as to, for us, as to why we do what we do, and fuels us to continue to be better as we pursue our aim to transform lives through practical education. Thank you. And I'd now like to invite Professor Gail Morris, Associate Dean Research, to commence the conferral of our doctoral award.
Thank you, Maladi. For the award of Doctor of Business Administration, Adrian Alexander Kaminsky, for a thesis titled Using Artificial Intelligence to Augment and Enhance Human Resource Strategy, Planning, Job Work Design, Staffing, Learning and Development, and Performance Management, with Principal Supervisor, Professor Alan Nankervis, and Associate Professor Dr. Vishal Rana. Adrian examined AI's application in HRM in the Australian Commercial Media Sector. His research revealed insights and perceptions around leveraging AI. Findings reveal strong interest in AI potential to assist management and enhance key HRM functions, while highlighting challenges around job redesign and ethics, suggesting that there is great optimism around AI's effectiveness in HRM. Academics, please join me in a standing ovation for Dr. Adrian Kaminsky and welcome him into the academic community. I'd now like to invite Associate Professor Diane Calendra, Acting Associate Dean Teaching and Learning, to commence the conferral of awards.
Okay. For the award of Graduate Certificate in Management, Jake Darcy Buchanan. Sarah Jane Calderwood. Nathan Eric Carson. Susanna Jo Kirby. Benjamin Ernest Spargo. For the Graduate Diploma in Management, Shelley Louise Breen. Lene Carter. For the award of Master of Business Administration, Thomasina Francois Arben, who is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. Stephen Valentine Aish. Alexander Ruth Allen. Catherine Amos, Jyoti Chandra Arora, who is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. Joshua Malcolm Old, Viet Tet Tan, Priya Jaibave, who is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. David Kenneth Bastock, Kate Emily Bell, Shannon Victoria Bennett, David Bakuzi, who is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. Michelle Buffoon, Michael James Brand, Emma May Bruce, who is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. Andre Bruns, Luke Biccarelli, Dalton Cale Burns, James Stewart Cameron, Cherie Amber Carter, who is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. Sabnam Ajesh Nishant, Anne-Marie Colashaw, Michael Santo Colashaw, Angela Jane Darcy, Joe Tiraman Antam Chandas, Roland DeBase, Simone Emily Dispora, who is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. Natasha Cleardam, Lisa Dunn, Jorge Oliver Fernandez Escobar, Giuseppe Filippo, Marilise Foray, Jonathan Paul Fowler, who is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. Jade Ellen Freeman, Philip Christopher Frigo, Melanie Goitem, Victoria Gregory, who is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award, Julie Ann Grieg, Sukiana Hadi, Christopher Paul Haggett, Jamaluddin Hamid, Tegan Louise Hannon, Alana Catherine Hose, Claire Elizabeth Alice Eanston, Alison Sarah Ingle, Biljana Jovanovski, Nihan Nandita Kishore, Megan Knox, Vasantha Devi Kuganathan, Vinal Kumar, Ross Dylan Ledner, Jason Paul Linke, Jessica Ann Lyons, Jessica Kate Lyons, Paul Francis Macy, Gregory Andrew Madigan, who is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award, Ruff Vincent Edward Mantua, Benjamin Martin, Ruvimbo Laura Matavia, Anita Karen Mattison, who is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award, Joel Stephen McCabe, Alan James McCartan, who is also the recipient of a Dean's Merit Award and the 2024 valedictorian. Congratulations. Marcus Molan, Samuel Vincent Murphy, Catherine Jane Musgrove, and this concludes the first half of the degree conferrals. I'd like to invite Dr. Kavita Goel, Senior Lecturer in Finance at AIB, to present the second half of the degree conferrals.
And I'd also like to remind everyone that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so I'd love to see everybody in the audience, our graduates, getting behind every single celebration here today. Thank you, Kavita.
Thanks, Diane, and thanks, Alicia. So let's continue with the award for Master of Business Administration, Mark James O'Connor. John James O'Riordan. Mark Eric Otera. Christopher Paleologos. Emma Louise Paloski. Congratulations. Richard Francis Reftes. Rishal Raniga. Rishal is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. Jane Louise Rowe. Jane also is a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. Ronaldo Batilong Sabrania. Errol Carlton W. Scott. Give him a big round of applause. He's completing MBA at a very mature age. Catherine Eve Scott. Farhan Mohammad Siddiqui. Nolan Joy Simpson. Jameel Kaur Singh. Max James Solmer. Sharni Marie Stones. Alice Clara Stoop. Sameer Mohammad Khalil Mohammad Sukar. John William Francis Saka. Fatehullah. Maria Christina Pasha Yuri. Les Jones Waggy. Jenny Samantha Valentino. Daniela Tina Veka. Claudio Versi, Max David Ware, Sugad Nalinda Milton Waligama Acharige, Ryan John Wilders, now for the award of Master of Business Administration Entrepreneurship Management. First one in this category is Lillian Nyambe Charlie. Benjamin Paul Cross. Raymond John Goopy. Greg Stewart Gray. Kate Marie Green. Michael James Hook. Tamara Amanda Johnson. Kathy Marie Joyce. Kathy is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. Luke Tiffany Nathan Mason. Timothy Joseph Miller. Logan Nadaraja. Mariana Sophia Seagram. Cassie Alana Thompson. Now for the award of Master of Business Administration Finance. First one is Tina Michelle Carmichael. Joshua Rubin Christian. Jason Jerome Ferris. Christopher John Hutton. Todd Andrew Johnson. Brendan Davis James Musgrove. Dhanashri Shrikant Raj Gavinkar. Zachary Benjamin Carl Reeder. Michael Stephen R. Sisson. Naveen Vikash. Now for the award of Master of Business Administration, Human Resource Management, Mariana Apa. Renee Lynette Harford. Daniel Charles Houghton. Rachel Ann McGilvery. Rachel is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. Jason Ribeiro. Josephine Sophia Tate. Samantha Ann Torquio. Felicity Louise Van Ruth. Katia Weigelt. Katia is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. Now the next category of award is Master of Business Administration, Logistics and Supply Chain Management, Cora Gordos. Ahmed Mohammed Hassan. Now we are starting with the last category of award conferral today, that is the award of Master of Business Administration Marketing Management, Dominique Lira Cho. Rosa Catlia Cortez. Rosa is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. Sidalia Adelinsky. Sally Zena Fish. Sally is also a recipient of the Dean's Merit Award. Fiora Lil Malka Forshaw. And our last graduate today is Donna Marie Huckabee. Now this concludes the second half of the degree conferral. Thank you very much. Congratulations to all the graduates.
Thank you, Moliarty, Kavita and Diane for conferring the awards. A huge congratulations to our newly minted graduates. We are really proud and thrilled to welcome you to our global alumni community of over 20,000 graduates from 95 countries. There are over 100 graduates who couldn't be with us here today in person, and so we would also like to acknowledge those watching perhaps from the live screen today on screen. Those at home, this is your moment to get the cameras ready in the lounge room, wherever you are. At the conclusion of the credit roll, we will present this year's valedictorian. You're so super sweet. It goes for a few minutes. Nice work. I would now like to present the Valedictorian Award. Moriarty, that is your cue. The Valedictorian Award recognises an AIB student for academic excellence. The student with the highest GPA of the MBA graduands, here to receive his certificate here on stage, the recipient of the 2024 Valedictorian Award is Alan James McCann with a GPA of 6.78. The mic's yours, well done.
Thank you, Dr. Stanway. Ladies and gentlemen, when I made the Dean's Merit List, I was really surprised, mainly because I didn't even know there was such a thing. But the Valedictorian Award, that's a whole other level, isn't it? I certainly didn't expect that. You see, I don't think I even got the highest score on any of my subjects. There was always someone who beat me. As it turns out, obviously it wasn't the same person. And I was a bit disappointed with my grade point average. That's because I assumed that it was out of 10, not out of 7. Also, though, I had a very traumatic and disappointing start to the MBA back in 2015. And I was so put off by the experience that I quit after the first subject. And I had no intention of returning to the MBA. But when I successfully completed my Chartered Accounting degree, I felt more confident, so I returned to the MBA in 2022. But I knew this time I had to be much more strategic in my approach to study if I was going to go the distance. Stress and panic were my greatest fears. So I tried to make every day count, and I started every subject early, and I stayed well ahead of the due dates to avoid panic. And I was relentless in asking questions of my subject matter experts. I wanted to get my money's worth out of these academics. So here I am finally, and if AIB wants to know if its business model works, I'm living proof that it does. And because of this, AIB has given me newfound confidence and practical up-to-date business skills. For example, AIB has taught me to view things not only from my own perspective, but from the perspectives of others. It has also helped me to recognise and acknowledge my own biases, not just the biases of others. I've also learned that the leader-follower dynamic is crucial to successful and sustainable leadership. And to achieve that, I need to continually work on my self-awareness and awareness of others, which is why this speech is not going to go on for much longer. It surprised me to learn that in the end, the MBA doesn't make me a knowledge expert in anything. Instead, it has given me the critical thinking tools I need for business. It's actually opened new career opportunities for me and has lit a fire in my belly for continuous learning and growth. I actually think it has begun to make me a more rounded and better person, both professionally and personally. So I want to congratulate AIB and its dedicated staff for making this impossible dream a reality for me. For special mention, thank you Dr. Mahan Paul Hussein Zadeh for helping me resolve my struggles with the leadership assessment requirements when I first returned to the MBA. It's thanks to her guidance that my subject results were solid, and it helped set a personal benchmark that spurred me on throughout my MBA. Thank you, Dr. Uwe Kaufmann, for demonstrating the precision, clarity and brevity I needed for my capstone subject. I'm now finding this useful in my business writing too. Thank you, Dr. Tarek Rasul, for your great advice during capstone, and I believe it's great advice for my business and personal life too. Don't overthink, keep it simple and meaningful. And thank you, Ms. Barbara Coate, for transforming my approach to research and for lobbying on my behalf with the academics during my capstone project. You are AIB Gold. Finally, I want to pay tribute to my late father. He inspired me by his example to return to study later in life. I know this award would have made him extremely proud. And so this is as much for him as it is for me. Thank you. Thank you.
It's that moment. Alan, did you want to come back and get your certificate? So glad you persevered, mate. Amazing speech, an outstanding achievement. Well done. Let's give him another round. I'd now like to welcome Mulyani back to the lectern to present our honorary award.
Thank you, Alicia. The Australian Institute of Business has presented the honorary award title of Emeritus Professor to Ingrid Day. As Ingrid is unable to be here today, this award was presented to her at the AIB offices in April. Please see the highlights from the ceremony.
The emeritus designation means because of merit, and it's an honorary title which can be used forever in perpetuity, and it's awarded for significant contributions to AIB.
Ingrid's been an exceptional leader for AIB. She's literally transformed the way we teach, the way we do research. Under Ingrid's leadership, we've come from a really good MBA to a really great MBA that all of us here at AIB are very proud of.
She's very definite about how she wants things to operate, the direction she wants to go. She's very forward-thinking in that way, very focused on getting things done and getting things done effectively, but fairly.
Ingrid has been absolutely outstanding. She was academic dean for almost 5 years. She has massively improved the research standing, the status of the online facilitators, student satisfaction, you name it, any key performance indicator has gone up during her tenure.
It's not career advice, but I think I would say I've never planned my career. It's always been a matter of serendipity and being open to things that arise, that are a new challenge, that I think are exciting and worthy. And so I think my journey has been incredibly enjoyable because of that. Then the opportunity came up to be interim at the Australian Institute of Business. And in that serendipitous way, I thought, hell yeah. It's different. It's a private institution. I hadn't been in private before, and I thought, that's really interesting to me. This is the sort of place I want to be. Because at AIB, it's really student-centred. Now, every institution says that. But at AIB, it's not a slogan. It's really true. And I think everyone in the organisation is motivated by that student experience. So I've loved it.
Now, I'd like to thank our keynote speaker, that is you, Kane, our fellow faculty joining me on the stage here today, our amazing staff in the room. Congratulations to all of our graduands. Now, the ceremony is drawing to a conclusion, but before it does, a few remarks. Now, for those with pre-purchase tickets to the cocktail function, this is where we're going to have those superpower conversations. This will commence at 5 p.m. in the regattas function room on the lower level. On behalf of AIB, again, I'd like to congratulate and thank Robert, Kane, Ingrid, virtually, and Alan for sharing your sentiments with us today. We'd also like to give a very big warm welcome to the many AIB staff, a lot of who are here today, but also some are holding the fort back at our offices, that have absolutely been a part of all of our graduates' journeys. An occasion like this is no easy feat, so we'd like to particularly thank Delvine for her meticulous event management, alongside Annalise, the rest of the AIB team, who contributed to making your day really special today. And one final remark, of course, the final remark goes to our graduates. Thank you for trusting us with your education, your career development, career advancement, for travelling nationally, internationally, overseas. Very impressive. Thank you for being here with us so we can help you celebrate today. Thank you for staying the course and for making it to the finish line. Now, in the words of Kane, we look forward, I really can't wait to see how you take that metaphorical box, and what are we doing? We're just going to absolutely smash it. From all of us here at AIB.
Congratulations. 어비난던. बहुत बधाइयाँ.
Gefeliciteerd.
축하합니다. 아쉬움스러워.
خوش geliniz der.
خیرورگی بهتون تبریک میگم.
Gratulacje. زور پیروزه.
Pozdravляем. Я мамунина Aiko.
Parabéns.
Felicidades.
Selamat. बहुत मुबारक हो.
Gratularam.
Tebrikler.
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਡੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ.
Please join me in a standing ovation for our class of 2024. Academic procession. Wait. There it is. Please. Oh, wait, hang on. We've got to try that again. Please remain standing for the academic procession. When you're ready, Toby. It's going to be an absolute ripper when it comes through, yes. At this point, any music will do. There we go. Graduation ceremony. Our family and friends, please come and celebrate with your loved ones.